Kareem, great to meet you here at Procurement Supply Chain Live, Sustainability Live Chicago. Just please, if you could, just introduce yourself for starters.
Sure. Nice to meet you as well. My name's Kareem Mohamednur. I'm a partner at PWC, and I spend a lot of my time working with clients in the procurement and sourcing space. So I lead one of the leaders of our procurement transformation practice, and I also lead our responsible sourcing and sustainable supply chain practice.
Fantastic. Great. So I'm sure most of the people watching this will know all about PwC, or at least on a broad level. But PwC's work in the procurement space. What more can you tell us about that?
Sure. So we've been working in the procurement space for decades, and a lot of our work is focused on helping clients navigate cost challenges, technology challenges, supply chain challenges, all centered around procurement. And we're fairly cross-sector, so we play in just about every sector except public sector.
So you're obviously involved in a session on the procurement stage this morning. Can you just give anyone who missed out a bit of an overview as to what the session entailed, some of the key topics discussed?
Sure. So the panel that I was on today was Agentic AI in procurement. And so we covered a lot of topics in and around AI, specifically within the agentic space, which is really focused on where is it going, how are organizations building in the muscle to incorporate agentic AI into their processes, and what risks and challenges exist around that.
And on agentic AI, focusing on that, can you shout about some of the benefits that maybe your clients are receiving, are getting from investing in and focusing on agentic AI?
Yeah, so it's still an early technology. Agentic AI is relatively new. I'd say over the last 6 to 12 months, we've really started to see organizations dip their toe in the water a bit and start trying out leveraging agentic AI across different use cases. The biggest benefit is the ability to accelerate all of these different business processes in and around your organization overall, but procurement specifically, as we were discussing today. And oftentimes it's a way to do so at a much lower cost because it's more hands-free, at a much higher accelerated speed of execution, which makes a lot of business users happy. And in many cases at a lower risk level because it drives more compliance, it automates essentially your policy in many ways, and ensures that folks are adhering to what the company has stood up as their standardized process.
Like, you're obviously very well positioned to tell us what are, we're living in pretty interesting times for obvious reasons. What are the biggest challenges that the companies that you work with, your clients, are facing from a procurement perspective?
I'd say three things. So one, we live in a world of change. We live in a society of ever-pressing challenges, both globally and locally at home. So one of the biggest challenges that procurement teams and organizations are facing today is really around navigating the uncertainty and building in resilience into their supply chain so that they're able to respond to whatever geopolitical or macroeconomic events may be happening. Two, as we continue to see stubborn inflation driving more cost controls within and through a procurement organization to help that organization stay lean and be able to build in buffers so that they can react to things is a second challenge that we're really focused on helping organizations face. And then thirdly, there's a constant need to rethink your digital procurement strategy. So AI, as we were talking about, is certainly one leg of that stool. There's also pieces around how you leverage your source-to-pay platforms to support your technology strategy. And then what other niche solutions do you need to package in order to drive automation, efficiency, and effectiveness of the source-to-pay process?
Fantastic. Brilliant. Really, really extensive answer there. Thanks, Kareem. We're obviously, as I said before, at our hybrid event, Procurement Supply Chain Live with Sustainability Live. Why would you say it's beneficial, important maybe, to bring together those executives representing different areas under one roof?
It's a great question. And I think it goes back to that first challenge that I mentioned. Resiliency is, in my mind, the bringing together of all of those worlds. So procurement thinks about how do we ensure that we have the right supply partners to support our business objectives? Supply chain thinks about how do we make sure that we're moving goods in a way that is responsive to the outside environment? And sustainability thinks about how do we ensure that the business processes, the goods and services that we provide are still relevant and able to do so for the long term. And so having all of those topics explored in one place, I think brings together, the three legs of that resiliency stool that is really going to be critical in order to navigate all of the headwinds that we have today and the ones that'll keep coming in the future.
Fantastic. It's a brilliant answer. And just finally, what key takeaway or piece of advice, if you can maybe pick one, would you give for, leaving our event for your fellow procurement professionals?
I think the biggest thing is making sure to create space and time to bring your head above water. A lot of our procurement executives are really struggling with navigating the day-to-day. They're getting wrapped up into whacking the latest mole or tackling the latest headline, addressing the latest challenge, and don't really have time to step back and think. As we do things like scenario planning and building in long-range plans, how do we ensure that we're not just solving for today, but also thinking a couple steps ahead? You have to create space to do that. It doesn't happen naturally.